Hello and welcome. Silrace here with World of Warcraft. So, with Shadowlands getting nearer and nearer to us, I want to talk about some of these BFA features, some of my thoughts on them. And here, this time, I want to talk about the island expeditions. So, my thoughts on the island expeditions is that while I wasn't entirely, thrilled to begin with, like, to me, when I was looking at island expeditions, to me it was simply looking as just another, pointless, gimmicky little content that sort of like a side activity you have to essentially do to be able to compete, right? Because you got a whole lot of artifact power out of that, right? By doing it enough weekly. Thankfully, the weekly amount you needed to do was not that big, so it wasn't, that big of a grind. And what I really, really enjoyed about island expeditions were two things. One, it's very different than the usual content of this kind, because essentially, even you can do this with very badly geared players pretty dang quickly. We're talking like 15 minutes and so on. And also, you could level alts there, which is kind of interesting. Like, that's to me was one of the selling points of it. Like, you could bring people's alts with you. Like, you could go there with a geared guildie and take somebody's alt with you and just clear out the stuff fast while helping that alt level. Like, that was nice. I liked that quite a bit, actually. However, what I liked the most about Island Expeditions was that it was 3-player group. What this meant, it was very, very fast and easy to get groups for it. For one, the actual public queue was basically, well, when I played the island expeditions, it was really, really fast because it only needs to match 3 players, and their specializations don't matter because the content is designed in that fashion. You can bring anything and anybody, and you can still finish it pretty quickly. I like that when it comes to this sort of like short, disposable, grindy content. I like that. Also, with 3 players, that means you basically could do it with any guildies. Every time you log on, there is probably 2 guildies online, unless you are in a very dead guild or a very new one. And you can probably pick up a couple people who are like, hey, can we run these islands to be done for the week? And suddenly you would have like 2 people showing up. We're going, okay, sure. Because you didn't need a full group with a tank, with a healer, with 3 DPS, anything of this. You just needed 3 people. No matter the specs, no matter the classes, whatever. So I like that aspect of it very much. As for the actual gameplay of the island expedition, I think that is boring as heck. I think they could have definitely improved that quite a bit. Like the way you end up actually, like if you want to speed do island expeditions, I don't want to say speed farm, but do them in a very fast fashion. You just mount up and run around a circle, gather all the mobs, and then AoE them down, and you are basically done. That's the wet dream of old school, your old school mage AoE, right? There's a wet dream of that. However, and from an actual gameplay point of view, I find that utterly boring. Like, I find it really, really, really boring. Especially once people got really well geared and completely outgeared the content, so that there was a single protection paladin could do the entire island by him or herself in a few minutes. Easy and simple. It doesn't matter what the rest of the group did, or who they were, for that matter, what level, and so on. So overall, I am not opposed to having more content like this. Similar style in the group composition and in the speed, essentially. Like 10-15 minutes max even with badly geared, under-leveled players, whereas with like good geared players it would be done in like 5 minutes. I'm okay with those timetables. And I'm hoping that we get more of this sort of stuff where it's like 2 or 3 player content, essentially. However, the gameplay needs a little bit of work. I think there needs to be a little bit more interaction or some such between the players and the environment, or the map design, or whatever, or how monsters are being pulled, something like that, to make it a little bit different, a little bit better, so to say, than just, you know, run a circle, gather everything, AoE them down. Because that is boring, at least to me. If you like it, then you like it. I don't like it. And one thing I will just say that PvP Island Expeditions were just a silly addition. That should have stayed out. Like, the mode was not at all balanced for player versus player, like, at all. It's just essentially a very much worse version of Arena. At least that's how it felt to me when I played PvP Island Expeditions. So, yeah. Well, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Island Expeditions? Did you like them? Did you dislike them? Like, let me know. Overall, I'm not opposed to this sort of content myself. I kind of liked Island Expeditions to a certain degree. But there is aspects of it that I do not like. For example, I firmly believe that PvP should have been left out of it entirely. And especially at the end, where certain essences were locked behind a PvP Island Expedition win. That was really, really bad. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and for listening.